A very good morning to all dear my students. Welcome to our class. Our subject is science. Welcome to our class 6. Today we will start our same chapter, the living world. So for that, what we have learnt in a previous part, I will just take a recap of it orally. Growth, respiration, excretion, reproduction, responsiveness to stimuli, movement, a definite lifespan, and a circular structure are the characteristics of living things. So in that we have not studied about the definite lifespan and a cellular structure. So today we will start this. Okay, a definite lifespan. Later on life reproduction stages, their organ become weak and still later. Their life become to an end. In other words, living things die. It means what happened at a certain stage of life, the lifespan of living things become capable of reproduction. Means after some time living things start reproducing. Okay, the lifespan of different animals and plants are different. Lifespan of different animals are different. Means what happens, puppies may be live for 12 to 18 years, while ostrich live for 50 years. It means this is the lifespan, this is the lifetime, means time of life, how they will live, how much time they will, that is the lifespan of this dog and ostrich. So we will see in detail about it. Okay, do you know first the lifespan of the giant turtle found on the Galapagos Island in South America is about 170 years. This turtle has found in South America. He is near about 170 years old. That means its lifespan is near about 170 years. On the other hand, the lifespan of the mayfly ranges from 1 hour to 24 hours. Means sometimes lifespan, the time of living may be large, may be small, as like a mayfly. Mayfly, its lifespan is ranges from 1 hour to 24 hours. Okay, can you tell? Observe a honeycomb, a wall. What are they made up of? So, what are they made up of? You may have seen the small compartments of the honeycomb. These compartments are joined together to form honeycomb. Here you can observe that the small compartments of a honeycomb, these compartments are joined together to form a honeycomb. Am I right? A wall has bricks. To construct a wall, we firmly join the bricks together. So what about the wall? A wall has a bricks. To construct a wall, we firmly join bricks together. So now we will see about a cellular structure. Living things are made up of small units. It is called as a cells. Okay, what is it called? That small unit, it is known as the cells. Now all the action and process in the bodies of living things are brought about with the help of this microscopic cell. Whatever the actions, process, whatever the processes are working in the bodies of living things are about with the help of this microscopic cells. Means whatever the small units which are called as cells, by using that microscopic cell, all the whole body parts, all the processes, all the actions are working into the living things body. Okay, Some living things are made up of single cell. These are called unicellular organisms. Some of the living things are made up of a single, only one cell. That living things are known as a unicellular organisms. While on the other hand, the living things that are made up of many cells are called multicellulars. One means unicellular and multi means many cells. That organisms are known as a multicellular organism. So, I will show you the picture of unicellular organisms. This is the picture of amoeba, which is the unicellular organism. Second one, this is the paramecium. This is also unicellular organism. Now next, multicellular organism. Did you understood which are the unicellular animals? Amoeba and paramecium. These are the unicellular animals. It contains only one single cell. Understood? Next is a multicellular animals. Cow, then rats, plants, cockroach, elephant, and many other plants and animals. These included into the multicellular organism, except amoeba, paramecium. These are 2-3 living things which are unicellular organism, but others are multicellular organism. Multicellular means it contains many cells. Understood? We human beings also a multicellular organism. All the characteristics of living things are seen in every cell of living things, whether it is a unicellular or multicellular. All the characteristics of living things are seen in every cell of living things. Means all the characteristics means growth, what we have studied, reproduction, then excretion, respiration. These all characteristics are in both condition we can observe, in unicellular also, multicellular also. We cannot say that some animals are living things, so they could not do the other characteristics as like living things which are multicellular. That is wrong. All the characteristics of living things are seen in every cell of living things, whether it is a unicellular or multicellular. Understood? Now next one is institutes at work. Okay, the institutes that work for the survey and conservation of various plants and animals in different parts of India are the Botanical Survey of India 1890 and the Zoological Survey of India 1916 respectively. Means these are the institutes that are work for the survey and conservation. Conservation means prevention of various plants and animals in different parts of India are the Botanical Survey of India and Zoological Survey of India respectively. In case you find an unfamiliar plant or animal in your surrounding, you can communicate with these institutes to obtain more information about it. If you found any unknown plant in your surrounding or any unknown animal in your surrounding, you can contact with them to get more information about that plant and animals. Okay. So, can you tell me that in a what way are plants and animals useful to us? So, tell me in what way plants and animals are useful to us? Plants are useful to us many ways, for example as a medicine. Animals are also useful to us in many different ways. So, let us see about the plants and animals, how they are useful to us. Okay. Useful living things. Plants are useful for household as well as industrial products. For example, fenugreek, methi, potato, okra, bhendi, banana are used as a food, while wasaka, adulsa, hirada, beheda, asparagus are used as a medicine. How the plants are useful to us? Maybe some plants are used as a household work or as well as industrial purposes, but some are used as a medicine. About animals, animals are also helpful to us. Dogs, cats, cows, buffaloes are kept for domestic uses. Fish, sheep, fowl are used as a food, while animals like horses, oxen, camel prove useful in various occupations. The earthworm is very useful in agriculture. Means what? Animals are also helpful to us. Dogs, cats, cows, buffaloes are kept in domestic uses. But some are the fishes, sheep are used as a food. But some animals like horses, oxen, camel are used in a various occupation. Means occupation, if we are doing pharmacy, if we are farmers, so we need the help of cow, buffaloes, or maybe oxen. Am I right? From that we get something useful. Means from cow we get a milk, oxen uses for farming. Am I right? The earthworm is very useful in agriculture. So now next we will see about the picture of this. This is the useful things: methi, potato, then this is the okra, means bhendi, then apple, adulsa, wasaka. Now we will see about the harmful living things. Some animals and plants around us are harmful to man. For example, mosquitoes and flies spread disease. As like some animals, some living things are useful to us. Maybe some are harmful to us. Am I right? So some animals and plants around us, they may be harmful for man. For example, mosquitoes and flies spread diseases. Cockroaches, mice, rats destroy our food. Sometimes cockroaches, mice, rats, what they do? They eat our potatoes. Am I right? They destroy our food. Rice also they destroy. Lice ticks also spread diseases. The bites of some poisonous lizards, spiders, snakes and scorpion can even causes death. You know that by bite of some poisonous lizards like a snakes, lizards, then spiders, by the bite of that particular living things maybe cause death of our human beings. If wild elephants enter human settlements, they cause a lot of restriction. Means wild elephant, if they came to villages, they destroy lot of things where the people were living. So about plants we will see. Some plants too can be harmful. For example, the deodar, parthenium and other weeds. Pod of the nettle, Colocasia lantana have strong odors. The dhatura plant is poisonous. Uncontrolled growth of fungi and algae in water pollutes drinking water and may cause the spread of diseases. These are the plants which are harmful to our living things. So I will show you pictures about it. Harmful living things to us: mosquitoes, then lizard, then these are the, what is this? Spiders, snake, then this is scorpions. These are the harmful living things to us. Okay, so you just have to take care of yourself. Now next one is wild animals. Wild animals that hunt other animals for food are called predators. Means if for example tigers, lion, leopards are predators, means tiger what he do? He eat to deer. Am I right? Deer. It means wild animals. Tiger is a wild animal that hunt other animals for food are called predators. This question will be asked to you, what is meant by predators? It means wild animals that hunt other animals for food are called predators. Sometimes due to deforestation, Such animals enter human settlements in search of food and may kill domestic animals or people. Sometimes due to the deforestation, what happened? Such animals like wild animals, lion, tigers entered into the villages, into the cities, and they may kill the domestic animals or peoples. This is the picture of tiger, lion. These are the wild animals. Okay, so what should you have to always remember? Many plants and animals in nature satisfy our needs. Many plants give us lot of things. Many animals also give us lot of things. They are useful to us. So they satisfy our needs. Whatever we require, they give it to us. The use of such plants and animals should be restricted only to our needs. Means whatever amount of we require to fulfill our needs, that much we have to take, not to use more. We should not pluck leaves, flowers and fruit unnecessarily. Okay. Animals should not be hunted. They should not be teased just for fun. So animals should not be hunted. We should have to prevent them. They should not be teased just for fun. We should not tease them just for a fun. It is the responsibility and duty of all of us to protect plant and animals. So you just have to always remember that it is our responsibility and duty to protect plants and animals. So in this way, what we have learned? We have learned animals grow for a certain period of their life. Animals have specific organs for respiration. Then what we have learned? The smallest unit of living thing is a cell. There are two types of living things, multicellular and unicellular. Am I right? In this way, we have completed our chapter number 2, the living world. Thank you.